And I think that this kind of volunteering activities is one of the best way how you can explore the world and global issues in practice. Nevertheless, Marek, let's start from the beginning. So the first question, who you are, like, who is Marek Berka?
Hello everyone, my name is Marek, and now currently I'm volunteering here in India. But previously, before I was studying international business and economics in Brno. I finished my master, and after that, I didn't want to start work right away, so I started to explore this non-formal education possibilities, projects, and stuff. And one of it was also volunteering.
Why you are volunteer?
So basically, first of all, I started to know about this Erasmus and stuff during my studies in university, during my bachelor, and I found about this first, like most of popular opportunity from Erasmus is this study exchange that you are going to a different university and you are studying there for 1 or 2 semesters. So I found this opportunity. I tried it in Lithuania for 1 semester, and I really like it. And after that, I also started to know about this small projects, this 1 week, this KA1 project, and I started to go for this. And I really start to like this non-formal education, and I really wanted to be more engaged. So I started to work also with some organization, also with Ilona. And later on, also on these projects, there were some people, and they started to talk also about that they went for volunteering. At that time, I didn't know much about this, so I started to ask about it, like, what is it? How did you like it? How does it work? They said, yeah, it's very nice, cool opportunity. You can go to some country, you will get some pocket money, you can stay there, depends like 1 month or long term up to 1 year. And yeah, it's like really cool. It depends on of course, on the specialization, what you will do there. But usually like there are some like positives, negatives, because it's like you have to be there for 1 year. You have to really like be engaged there in the organization. Depends on of course on the organization, where hosting organization. But I found it out. So we said with my girlfriend that we will try to go for the short term, for the like at that time it was different rules, but we started with the short term, which was up to 2 months. So we went there for 2 months in Portugal,
Mhm.
and it was quite nice. It was not the best experience. We had some problems, but overall it was like a nice, good experience. But for example, we would not choose to go there again. But yeah, we kind of like it, at least the concept. It was a little bit repetitive, like the activities what we are doing were all the time the same. But overall, like we kind of like it. But after that, we started to learn about also that we could go for the long-term opportunity, and later on also for this humanitarian aid. So even during our volunteering in Portugal during this short term, we already started to know about this humanitarian aid. So we started to went for their, like, you have to do some you have to first read some materials. You go through them. There is like a EU academy. It's called. There is special course about humanitarian aid. You have to study it, and after that there is a test. 15 questions. I don't know if they will change it or something, but at the time it was 15 questions, and you have to pass it, and maximum like 3 mistakes, so 12 out of 15. And if you pass this test, later on you will get invited for face-to-face meeting, which you can choose where you want to do it. If you know English, just English, it will be in, I think, in Germany or Italy. And if you know French, it will be in France, or if you know Spain, it will be in Madrid, I think. So I was chosen for the German one to Bochum, and it was a very long like process. So it was not like that I would be invited and go right away. It was like a long process. Just this one took me like 3 months to get invited, and after that I was going to this face-to-face training in Bochum, which was like very similar like to K1 projects, like training course. Uh, we had like accommodation. We were going. It was maybe a little bit more formal, but still with some non-formal activities. And we were learning about humanitarian aid. What is it? How to be prepared for the humanitarian volunteering? What can get wrong? How to behave? Cross-culture communication. A lot of like things what can wait for us on this humanitarian aid. But this one we were actually before that we were actually on another volunteering for 1 year in Malta, and in this one it was very good experience like super good. It couldn't be better. 1 year in an organization, they were doing non-formal education. They were in Erasmus projects, so we were writing projects, we were facilitating projects, we were also like doing logistics. So everything about the projects we were doing there. So it was super nice, very nice people, good organization. We were living very close to the organization also, so just 5 minutes by walk. So very nice, good experience. And after that, we were starting to looking also for this humanitarian aid, which was very hard. It was not easy because they changed the rules during this. So we couldn't go for the new projects, only for the old ones, which were accepted later, like earlier. So we were looking for for some projects, and most of them were like usually already full or not available. But we tried some, and we wanted to go first to to Vietnam. But for example, I was not accepted. My girlfriend was accepted. We decided to go and look for other opportunities. And later on, we were also invited for an interview to Nigeria.
Mhm.
But it was a little bit sketchy because they said, you are accepted when you are coming. We are saying we will not have even like interview. They said, no, it's not it's not necessary. You can just come. And we are saying, but let's have, so we at least know what is it about. And they said, let's do it. And during the interview, we were learning that we will probably work in like slums, and it will be with like HIV positive people, and we will do some education things. And we were not 100% if this is something what we would like to do. For sure, there are people who want like this is something for them, but we said that this is not our like things what we would like to do. So we said thank you for the opportunity, but we will look later like for other ones. And in the end, we were also invited for this opportunity, like interview for this Indian opportunity, and they liked us during the interview, both of us. So we were accepted. So this for this humanitarian aid, it took us like 1 year, even more, to get here. So
Mhm.
long
Yeah.
process, but
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that it's
but
very important to point out that sometimes this is really long. It doesn't happen from day to day. There is always some administration if anyone would like to go somewhere. But also, what I like in your story is that you say that, for example, you refused one of the opportunities in Nigeria because you were feeling that it's not fitting to you. Like through my experience, I think it's very important to be honest to yourself. If it is something what you would like to do, because you will spend on some place like maybe 1 year of your life. And I think just to go somewhere for going somewhere, it's not good motivation. So I really like that you pointed. Now, okay, so where are you in India and what you are doing in India?
so this organization is the only organization in India who is accepting volunteers through this program. They are only one. So if you want to go to India, you can only this one for now at least. And it's an organization. They work in like agriculture. They are based in because India is a federation, so they have a lot of states. And this state is called Odisha, and we are based in the capital of this state. The name is Bhubaneswar. So we are here, and yeah, we have accommodation just like 3 minutes by walking, very close to the office. And the NGO is like more in agriculture, so they are getting from the government, for example, or from like different programs, some crops or seeds, and they are distributing them to the farmers. So it's mostly like this. But they also are like they have also different programs about avoidable deaths, about like some like campaigns about also non-formal education, but also like about the agriculture, about like different stuff. They are very like open to everything. So basically, what we are doing here is like we have more opportunities. But for example, for now we are doing writing proposals. So we are looking for grants which are available for Indian NGOs, and it doesn't need to be like the Indian ones, but we were also writing projects for Norwegian, Australian, from around the world. So we are looking for grants which are which are fitting for our organization, where we are eligible, and we are trying to apply. And it could be anything. Like we are trying to apply for any kind of like projects. Of course, if it's about sport and we don't have any experience, we try to say like if it's possible to somehow connect it. But if it's not at all like connected to our organization, we say like this is not for us. But we are, for example, just trying to find some projects which are fitting our organization. This is one of the activities what we are doing. For example, we were also going for a field trip. So we were going to this farmers because they are working in different districts. They're going there and staying there like for 2 3 days and doing some interviews with the farmers and asking them like how does this program works for you, if you need some help. And we were also reporting, taking pictures, like promotion of the program also. So it's also necessary. So that was what we were doing. So we will do this also, like more. I think we will go to different field trips, and other activity what we were doing were also we went to a university. And because for the Indian population or the students, non-formal education is like they never heard about it. Like in Europe, it's starting to be more and more popular, but in India they never heard about it. So with my girlfriend, we did a small, like not that small. First, we thought that it will be just in a classroom, and we will do some like workshops, non-formal education workshops for like 20 people. But after that, we found out that it will be for a big conference for 200 people, for 200 students. So we we had to change our like program, and we were using this like Kahoot, Mentimeter, this kind of like
Digital
things to
tools.
tools, these tools for this seminar, let's say. So this seminar was about employment, so how to get employed easier, or like about CV making. So it was about this employability, let's say. So the target group was not the best because they were first year of the bachelor, and so because they told us that there will be like a last year of MBA, but they didn't came. So in the end, but still they like it so much. They said that like usually our like seminars or like what we are doing, listening in the school, it's super boring. But this is the first seminar we liked so much, and they were saying like when you are coming back to this university and have another seminar, we love it so much. Like even the teachers, they were so excited because they never seen like this kind of tools used, and that it's possible to do it in non-formal way. And it's engaging. We had even role play that we had like one interviewer and the candidates. So they were like also engaged in this, and it was very successful. And now we are waiting for other universities. We were even in a local newspaper that we visited a university. So now we are waiting if another university or this same university will invite us again for a different topic, for example. So that's kind of activities what we are doing.
Can I just ask you before going to India, like what was your perception on India? And now when are you living like there? If you can like now say after a few months, they didn't change, they didn't maybe like how you feel about it? Because big part of all this volunteering program is like, yeah, it's of course we are getting some skills related to the like work task, but many like many things are, let's say, unwritten between the words. So what do you India before and after?
Yeah, it's a very good question actually, because yeah, it's hard to like what to expect like about India. Like we have some like a perception in Europe about India. We have like Indian restaurants, so maybe we know a little bit about food, and there are some like minorities in Europe, so you can at least like see the people. Maybe sometimes you talk with them. I met on some projects also Indian people, so I already had like little bit of like about the culture. I little bit knew before coming to India, but it's actually nothing, because when you come actually to the India, it's completely different. It's very like this part of India. It's very traditional. Like our cities, like also the nickname for our city is called like temple city, because we have a lot of temples everywhere. this Hinduistic temple, and they are very like traditional, and they still like follow all of the traditions and religious let's say festivals. So all the time there are some festivals, and yeah, there are like I had a lot of culture shocks, let's say, like which I'm still like getting used to it. There are like, for example, in our office we have like our own cook, which is like a little bit also strange for the European standards. So we have our cook. He's a young guy. He is also helping in the office with everything what is needed, and he is cooking for us. And also like how they behave, like the organization with him is like a little bit like also on a different level than what we are at, like normally seeing in Europe. But like you get used to it. But we are also like, because India is the country with the most vegetarians, and they eat a lot of like just, and I really like meat. So for me, coming from Czechia and having only, we can only eat meat during Wednesday and Friday. Otherwise, it's because of the religion, it's not allowed. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, we cannot eat, and on Saturday and Sunday we don't go to the office. Actually, like we can go to on Saturdays. It's normal working day here in India, so for them we can go on Saturday also and eat there. But on Saturdays and Sunday, because we get some pocket money also, so we can arrange our food. So we can cook or go outside to eat. But it's also tricky because with the food outside, the hygiene is also one of the things which is like you have to kind of get used to it, and it's not easy because I got already sick 3 times during this for almost 5 months. And the first time I got like, I don't know, some fever. I got tested for like, I had blood test. They didn't find out what was it, but after 1 week I was okay. The second time I had a lot of like headaches also for like a few days, but it was okay after that. And the last time it was the worst because we also wanted to use this opportunity. We have 2 days free every month, and we wanted to use it also when we are in this part of Asia to travel to different countries in Asia. So we had some trip to, for example, because it's also part of this volunteering that you have some free time so you can use it.
Of course,
But
like
we said that
you are not working all the time.
also, exactly. So it's also good to mention that you are not just working, but you can have just also some free times, and you can use it how you want. So we wanted to use it in a way to travel around Asia a little bit. So we had first trip to uh, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and then like 3 weeks ago we had another trip to Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and Philippines. And the problem was that at the first day already when we were traveling there, I started to feel bad. And during Hong Kong, it was okay, Macau also. But when I arrived to Taiwan, I started to feel very bad. I had very big fevers. And like in the end, I came back to India after this trip, and I had to go to hospital because I had some bacteria.
Mhm.
They said that it could be typhoid or E. coli, and yeah, it was like not very pleasant, and they had to give me antibiotics. So I spent 1 week in hospital. So this is something what can also happen during the volunteering. Now I'm okay. About the pollution now is the worst. Like winter is also here at the same time, like in Europe,
Mhm.
and the pollution is very very bad. Like every day you outside you almost cannot breathe because they put because it's cold also, like it's like cold, because in Europe it's like minus also, but here it's like cold that during the day we have 28, let's say 29, but it doesn't feel like that it's warm because it's cloudy, and it's also like I don't know how it's possible, but you don't feel that it's that cold, that warm. And during night it's like 14, 15, but
Mhm.
it's like really really cold for us. And for example, in our house we don't have let's say we don't have windows like the window, like the glass one. We have
Mhm.
only the wooden one which you
Okay.
open, so it doesn't also like isolate that much. So the
Mhm.
pollution and the cold is also going inside. So it's we are trying to fight with some like air purifiers, but yeah, in the office also, or taking mask, also a possibility.
So,
But
so
we
you
do some.
mentioned like the food, like pollution. What
Yeah.
about people? Like how people see you there? Because that's big part of this, like let's say, global connection. Because yeah, how they react to you on you, or like, and how you would describe these relationships before, like.
Yeah, that's very funny because here they are not used to let's say like Europeans or white people, let's say, like they never seen. So sometimes when we are going with my girlfriend somewhere, they approach us and they want to take a pictures with us. They always ask us from where are we from. They always wanted to say. And when I say Czech Republic, they say what? Where are you from? I'm asking what country. I'm saying Czech Republic. I say okay, and where is it? They never know, like the Czech Republic or my girlfriend, she's from Poland. Never, they don't know. They always we try to explain. I say, do you know the Germany? They said, ah, yes. So next to Germany, that's the easiest option to say. Not to explain about Czech Republic or Poland. What is it? Just next to Germany is okay. But it's funny that yeah, a lot of times they approach us and they want to take a picture with us because yeah, for them it's something I don't know why. Like but it's something I don't know exotic for them. Let's say so they really want to take pictures. They start to communicate with us on sometimes on the street. They want to ask like where are we from, what we are doing here, where we are living, if we are tourists or like, and we are saying no, we are living here for 1 year. We will be here. So we already started to make some friends also from the organization and also outside of the organization. So people are usually nice. We didn't have like here in this region it's okay, but for example we had one trip to New Delhi and there for the tourists it's very bad because everyone wants to scam you and you have to be like all the time you have to be prepared because all the time everyone is approaching you and asking for money for like if they want to if you want to get a rickshaw drive and yeah, everything. Also, the Uber, like the taxi, they want to scam you all the time. So that was not very pleasant because they what they just want there. It's maybe like mostly scam the people. But here it's okay. Like people are nice. We were invited for some festival also to some family. So we saw like the Diwali festival. That's the festival of light. It's like famous from India. So it was nice to see. So yeah, I would say like with people we have good relationship. Of course, they are very like different, the culture wise, religious wise. So sometimes like there are some like yeah. Also, they don't know English here, even though it's a like a it's an official language. They have two official languages, Hindi and English. But here they have their own languages. Language like most of the states, they have their own language, so they speak in Odia because the name of the state is Odisha, so their language is Odia. So they don't speak English that much. So that's sometimes like there is like language barrier. But yeah, we are trying to somehow like communicate. And some people know English better, some more. So it depends. But I would say like, yeah, it's okay.
Great. I have a coming to the almost end. I have two more questions. The one question
Yeah,
is how your family reacted. Like, of course, I know that you were going for these short projects, you were on Malta, but that's still, let's say, more this European-based experience. How
yeah.
your family or friends reacted when you say, okay, we are going for 1 year to India? What was the reaction? Were there some comments, something
Uh,
what you needed to explain why you want to go to be a volunteer in India?
yeah, actually, yes. I had to because yeah, it was funny because when I said it, for example, to my family, to my mother, she said like from all of the countries, why India? Like, and I wanted to first to go to Vietnam, but it didn't happen. But with India, yeah, it was like I said, it was actually the only option because we couldn't find any other projects. It was not our like we wanted to go more to Vietnam or to some southeastern southeastern Asian countries, but we couldn't find any project. To Africa, we also tried some. I wanted to go to South America, for example, but you need to know Spanish, and I don't know, so it was not possible. So this was kind of almost the only option what we could find at that moment. So we, yeah, kind of had to go to India if we wanted to use this opportunity. And we really wanted to use this opportunity. And we didn't know about India that much I didn't know how bad or good it will be here. And to my friends also the same, like they were also like, why India, like from all of the countries? Because I think in Europe we have this perception of India that it's like a poor country, that it's like also very dirty, pollution, which is most of the things are like true, but there are also a lot of good things about India, like in every country, let's say. So yeah, I had to explain, let's say, a lot because India would not be the first country to go for volunteering, but it just happened like in this way. So yeah.
And now the last question: do you think that you can go back to totally normal, let's say, ordinary life? Like, I don't know even what it can look like, but after so many years of projects and volunteering, because sometimes I have a feeling that it's also really a little bit hard to come back. So do you have now some future plans? If you don't want to reveal them, no problem. But don't you feel that there is after problem with the acclimatization back to the, let's say, waking up at 8, going to the job in a Czech city, having 8 hours job, going home, or maybe not, maybe after all this kind of experiences is something what you need, how you feel like, going back?
Yeah. Actually, next week I'm going to Czechia because for the Christmas. So I was not planning it, but my grandparents really wanted, so I'm going to Czechia at least for 1 week. Uh, so it will not, because in Malta it was easier to travel, so I was like 3 times in Czechia. But from here it's very hard. It's super expensive. It takes a lot of time. I will travel like whole day. But yeah, but for the plans for after, of course, yeah, I'm not planning much to the future because you never know. I've stopped planning because after COVID, because when you have some plans and then something like COVID happens and it will destroy all your plans, I was thinking like it doesn't make sense to plan anything like too much to the future. So I'm planning like maybe 1 2 months in future, and for me it's enough. So for now, I don't really know what I will do. Like, yeah, you are right that it will be for sure like hard, and I have to, yeah, exactly start to thinking, or maybe another volunteering. Who knows? We'll see. But for now, I'm focusing where I am now, focusing on my job, and later we will see.
Great. I'm wishing you good luck with your job, especially some more events with the students. That sounded like, I think, very nice when you were describing. And also maybe some another opportunity to volunteer. Thank you, Marek.
Thank you very much.